Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Today we have a battle against JustWeavile. He is a fellow PokeTuber. We've battled him a couple of times before. He is responsible for some pretty entertaining content, so go ahead and check him out after the fact if you want. This is actually our second match here on Scarlet and Violet, so yeah, looking at his team, it looks to be very cool. Definitely a little lower tier, which is definitely appreciated. Looking at our team, it is the same one that we've been using the past few games here. So, what do we want to lead with is the question. I think we're going to go with the Gastrodon in this one. And we're going to see how that plays out. And so we are definitely hoping to actually finish a game against him, as we haven't been able to do that just yet. And we are also going to change the soundtrack, of course. So, there he is. And he's going to go ahead and lead with the Bronzong, kind of as expected as we led with the Gastrodon. So, this is definitely a prime opportunity for us to get our Stealth Rock up. This thing is probably just going to either set a hazard or a screen more than likely. So we'll just go for the Stealth Rock, make the obvious play early as we do outspeed. Going to get the Stealth Rock up on him, which is of course always useful. And he is going to go for the Stealth Rock as well. So trading Stealth Rocks turn 1, pretty standard. So yeah. Let's see what we want to do now here. We could... What do we want to do here? I don't know what this thing can really do to us, aside from set screens. We could switch out if we really want to. I don't know if we really want to, though. You know what? I think we'll just go for a Surf here, see what kind of damage we can get on this thing. And just kind of go from there. He's actually going to go for the switch here, and he's going to go ahead and bring in the, Tatsugiri, of course, as we go for the Surf. Not going to do anything, of course, because Storm Drain is going to raise his special attack, so that's obviously bad news for us. I say we pretty much have to stay in and attack this thing, unfortunately, so we're just going to go for an Earth Power on this thing and see what he wants to do here. Unfortunately, he does have that special attack raise, but we know that this thing does not get the greatest of move pools here, so we'll see what he wants to do with it. He could definitely try to set up with it, which would be bad news, but we have to just get some damage on this thing at this point, I think. So he is going to, of course, go for the Nasty Plot, which is bad news. So he's going to be sitting at +3 special attack now, which is definitely bad news. We are going to go for the Earth Power, which does do half to this thing, which is nice. So yeah, now we have to decide what we want to take an attack from this thing. I think we have to switch out because I don't really want to lose Gastrodon, and I don't think we can definitely not take a +3 Dragon attack from this thing. So something is pretty much going to be the sacrificial lamb to this thing, which is unfortunate. But yeah, there's not a lot we can do about that. Looking at this matchup here, what do we want to switch into this thing? This thing is just bad news all around. I think it just has to be the Hawlucha. I think it has to be the Hawlucha, unfortunately. So Hawlucha is going to have to be the sacrificial lamb in this game. So we're going to make that switch. I don't anticipate surviving an attack from this thing, and unfortunately we come in with the Hawlucha, and thanks to the Stealth Rock, obviously our Focus Sash is going to be broken. He goes for the Dragon Pulse, and obviously we can't take that. So that's going to be it for Hawlucha. That is going to knock us down 2-5, which is not a great start to the game for us, but there's not much we can do about that. So now we have to decide what to face this thing with. I think we have to bring in something we know can outspeed this thing, which is going to be the Jolteon. So we're going to come in with that. We're going to take the Stealth Rock damage, and now the only question is, does he stay in or does he switch out? So he does have the electric immunity on deck, which is unfortunate. We are choice specs, so we have to lock into something here. How do we want to play this is the question. We could definitely bust out the Terra. That is a possibility. This is going to be a difficult decision, though. You know what? I think, all things considered, we might have to bust out the Terra, because I believe that's probably going to be our best course of action here. Yeah, we're going to go Terra Ice, so we're going to early Terra here. We're going to go Terra Ice and go for a Choice Specs Terra Blast, as he does indeed switch out. And we'll see what he wants to come in with. It is going to be the Ampharos, so he was trying to catch us, catch the electric attack. So he comes in with that, takes the Stealth Rock damage. We are going to Terrastalize here, of course, and we are going to obviously turn into an Ice type here. So there it is. And we are going to go ahead and hit this thing with a Choice Specs Terra Blast Ice. How well is it going to take it is the question. Max special attack. And that is, looks like it could be just barely a 2-hit KO on this thing, actually. So this thing looks to be pretty defensive. Do we want to take the chance? You know what? I think based on that damage, it could be a roll if it's going to take him out or not. But at the same time, I don't know what coverage he's going to be packing for us. This is going to be another difficult decision here. He does have some switches in. Based on that damage, he might assume we are choice specs. But I think we just have to play it safe, and we're going to go for Terra Blast again, as he does stay in. Second Terra Blast Ice incoming. Is it going to be enough to take the Ampharos out? No, it is not quite enough to take the Ampharos out. He goes for the Focus Blast. He doesn't miss, unfortunately, and that's going to go ahead and take our Jolteon out. So that is a really unfortunate turn of events for us there. The roll was not in our favor, so that really sucks. We're going to lose Jolteon there and go down to 4, so that's bad news all around. Now we have to decide how we want to play this. I think best course of action here... is to go ahead and come in with the... We'll come in with the Scissor. I think that's best course of action. So, yeah, we're going to do that. We do take the Stealth Rock damage. So we know, I think we should be outspeeding this thing. But all the same, we could Bullet Punch. That's definitely an option. A Bullet Punch would take this thing down from this range for sure. He might try to switch to save it. I don't know. We could... This is going to be... I think the Bullet Punch is obvious here. I think we're just going to U-turn because I think we outspeed this thing. We actually do outspeed this thing. He doesn't switch. He lets it in. We go U-turn to take it out, which is fine. That is going to knock him down to 5, and then we do get the pivot, of course. So the only bad news about this is now we have to show first, obviously. So what do we want to bring in? I think we just go to the Gastrodon. I think that's probably our safest play, so we're going to do that. So there's the Gastrodon, and we are going to take the Stealth Rock damage, but we are just going to regain that HP with the leftovers, which is fine. So we do have to show first, obviously, so he's going to get to bring in a matchup against us, which is unfortunate. But we'll see what he wants to do here. I don't know that he has... so he's going to come in with the Bronzong again, which is interesting. So he could be trying to bait the water attack again. He does take the Stealth Rock damage. Unfortunately, we don't really have anything to hit this with besides a water attack, so that's kind of bad. How do we want to play this here? I think... I don't think this thing is really going to have anything for Scissor, so I think we just switch in with Scissor. I think that's probably the play, or we could go to Goodra. I think we'll just switch in with Scissor here, because I feel like he might be trying to bait the water attack again, but either way, I don't want to take that chance, so we're going to go ahead and switch in with Scissor here, see what he wants to do. We take more Stealth Rock damage, as he is going to go Light Screen, so he's going to get that set up. Unfortunately, that's going to give his team a special defense increase for several turns, so now he's bringing the screens out, as we do regain some HP with the leftovers. So he's probably going to follow that up with a Reflect more than likely. The question is, how do we want to play this here? We do have some decent coverage options with Scissor for his team here. I think we just need to get some good damage on this Bronzong, since it's probably not going to have much in terms of attacking moves. So we're just going to go for a close combat here. He stays in, we go close combat, and that is not going to do nearly enough damage to this thing. So this thing is definitely going to be a maximally defensive variant, as he survives with over half, goes for a Reflect now, and he's going to get that decreased damage output for physical attacks now, and we did take those defense drops off the close combat, and we get some HP back with the leftovers. So now that the Reflect's up, we're definitely not going to want to stay in on this matchup, so we're going to go ahead and U-turn now. I think that's probably the best course of action, so that's what we're going to do. So that is going to knock him down to about a quarter, which is some pretty good damage, as we do get the pivot. He did stay in, which is interesting, so what is his attacking move going to be with this thing is the real question, since we know he has the hazards and the screens. So I think we'll come in with the Gastrodon. I don't think this thing gets any sort of coverage for Gastrodon, so we're just going to come back in with that. We take the Stealth Rock damage, and he's going to go Gyro Ball. That is his only attacking move, so that is going to do nothing to the Gastrodon, as we do get some HP back with the leftovers here. So at this point, we have a little bit of a decision to make. We can kind of stall out the... I just want to check something here. Because I forget... Actually, no. Oops. Let's see here. Oh, we can't look at the moves. Okay. We can't look at the moves while we're in. I think we're just going to stay in. I don't anticipate him staying in on this matchup, so we're... I think we're just going to... We're going to click Ice Beam here, because I don't think he's going to stay in. Indeed, he is going to switch out. We'll see what he wants to come in with. It looks like it is going to be the Tatsugiri again, so he's trying to catch our water attack again. We do hit him with an Ice Beam, which is nice, so that's going to not do a whole lot of damage, unfortunately. But then we do get some HP back with the leftovers. So, based on that damage, I don't know, because of that light screen, I don't know if an Earth Power is going to KO him from this range. I kind of doubt it. But I think we really just have to stay in and go for it anyway, so that's exactly what we're going to do, as he is just going to fire off a Dragon Pulse at us, which is going to do a lot of damage, actually, despite him not having any attack increases. We go for the Earth Power. It is not quite enough to take the this thing out, unfortunately, and then we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So now we have a choice to make here. We know this thing outspeeds us, which is bad news. We don't really want to take a big attack from this thing with Gastrodon, because Gastrodon looks pretty useful for his team here, because he has a lot of Pokemon that can't do anything to it. We don't really want to take a big shot, but we don't really have the best of switches. We could go into Scissor, that's a possibility, but if he switches it up to Surf, we're going to take a lot of damage on Scissor. So this is definitely going to be a tricky one here. This is going to be a tricky one. I really don't want to take another big shot with Gastrodon. I don't think we can risk it, though. I think we have to stay in. I think we'll just... we'll stay in and go Earth Power. I think we have to, as he just makes the obvious play and goes Dragon Pulse and takes us down to about a quarter, but we do survive. Go for the Earth Power, and we do get rid of the Tatsugiri, so that's nice. At least we get rid of the Tatsugiri and knock him down to 4, so that is something, as we do regain some HP with the leftovers here. Unfortunately, I did take a lot more damage on Gastrodon there than I wanted to, but it kind of is what it is. So now he's going to go ahead and come in with the Crocodile. He's going to take the Stealth Rock damage, and so no Intimidate, so obviously he's going to be Moxie. Most of the time these things are Moxie Scarf, obviously. So the only question is, at this point, we don't really have a good switch, so we kind of just have to let this... I mean, this is the bad situation I didn't want to be in, is we kind of just have to let this thing take us out. But if he does, the only good news about that is that we are going to get to see what he locks into. Do we have another play we can make? I don't really think we have another play we can make, unfortunately. Yeah, we pretty much just have to stay in here and go down, which sucks, but it is what it is, because we just do not have a switch to this thing. So, yeah, we don't have a switch. We're just going to go Surf here, as we'll see what he wants to do. He's going to go ahead and Terrasilize, so that's always bad news. What type is he going into here? He's going to go into a Fighting type, okay. So he's Terra Fighting. So there it is. And he is going to go Close Combat here. It is Terra boosted now. That will definitely take us out from that range 100%. And so that is going to cut his defenses, which is good. And yeah, that's going to be it for the Gastrodon. That is going to knock us down to 3. And there's his Moxie to go ahead and raise his attack. So I think the best course of action we have at this point is to go ahead and come in with the Arcanine. So that's what we're going to do. So there it is, and we are going to take that Stealth Rock damage, unfortunately, but we are going to get the Intimidate to cut this thing's attack back down to neutral, which is nice. Now, we have a really big decision on our hands right now, because he has a lot of switches into the Arcanine, potentially. So the only question is he going to make the switch? I don't see him wanting to stay in on this matchup, quite honestly. So I think this is tough. His defenses are cut. I don't see him wanting to stay in here, so we're going to go for a Close Combat here, as he indeed does switch out. So what's he going to bring in is the question, and it is going to be the Doxbin. So that's kind of not the worst thing in the world. We are going to get a Close Combat on this thing, and it does absolutely nothing to this thing, so that's bad news, as his screens are still up, I believe, so that is obviously bad news. So he is going to go ahead and get some HP back with the leftovers there, as the light screen is going to wear off, which is nice. We definitely can't stay in on this matchup here, so we're just going to switch straight up into the Scissor. That's really all we can do right now. So that is what we're going to do. So hopefully, I don't know that this thing really gets the best of moves for Scissor, but we'll find out. We come in with Scissor, take the Stealth Rock damage, and he's going to go for a Body Press, so that actually does more than I thought it would. Takes us down a little below half, as he is going to get some HP back here with the leftovers, and we're also going to get some HP back with the leftovers. And I believe, yeah, his Reflect is gone this turn, so the screens are gone, which is good. I don't think a Bullet Punch would even take him out from this range, honestly. But having said that, I feel like we kind of just have to go for the Bullet Punch anyway, so that's what we're going to do, as indeed he doesn't stay in on this matchup. What's he going to bring in is the real question. It is going to be the Bronzong, of course. So he's going to come in with that, take some Stealth Rock damage, and we are just going to go for the Bullet Punch here. So that is going to put him into the red, actually, which is good damage. And then we are going to get some HP back here with the leftovers. So I think at this point we're just going to go for a U-turn. We're going to try to play quickly because time's starting to run out. The U-turn is going to be enough to finish the Bronzong off, which is great news. And that is going to knock him down to 3, and we do get the switch, of course. So I think at this point we have to just go ahead and come in with the Goodra because we don't want to take any unnecessary more Stealth Rock damage with our Canine. So we're going to bring the Goodra in here, take the Stealth Rock damage on that, and now, with taking him out with the pivot, unfortunately, he is going to have to show first. So he's going to come in with the Caparajah, which is interesting. He's going to take the Stealth Rock damage there. And now he still has the Darksplun, so he could definitely be trying to bait the fire move here. But we might... Do we have to go for it anyway? I feel like we have to go for it anyway. We go for the Fire Blast. Is he going to stay in? He does stay in. We go Fire Blast. Is it enough? No, it is not enough. It's not enough to take this thing out as he goes for a heavy slam, and that takes the Goodra out. So that sucks a lot. He is also going to take some Life Orb damage, and he's going to go down. So we have a double down there. That is going to knock both of us down to 2 Pokemon, actually. This is really close. Really intense. On the double down, I say our best bet is to come in with the Arcanine, so that's what we're going to do as we come in with that. And he is going to come in with the, unfortunately, the Darksplun. So we both do take the Stealth Rock damage here. We get the Intimidate to cut his attack, which is perfect. And so... yeah, I think at this point, best thing we can do is fire off a Choice Band Extreme Speed on this thing. So that is exactly what we're going to do. And he stays in. We go Choice Band Extreme Speed. It's not nearly enough to take this thing out as he goes for a Body Press. It's not enough to take us out, which is fine, as he does regain some HP with the leftovers. And that Body Press did way more damage than I thought it would. So yeah, that's bad. I think we just have to switch into Scissor here. I think that's our only play, because we go down to another Body Press, so we have to just switch into Scissor here. He's probably just going to go for it again. Not much we can do about that. So we do take the Stealth Rock damage with Scissor as he goes for another Body Press here. That is going to take us down to about a quarter. But we do survive. He does get some HP back with the leftovers here, and unfortunately we get some HP back from leftovers, but I think at this point the timer might just be about up. So yeah, the timer is up, so that sucks. So I think we're going to lose this. The score is tied up at 2-2, but I believe we lose this on HP. So yeah, we are, unfortunately, because our Pokemon do have lower health than his. Yeah, that is going to be it. So we are going to lose that one 2-2 to JustWeavile. Technically, you know, obviously we lose due to a technicality, but a loss is a loss. So we can go ahead and turn that music off. But yeah, so 2-2 loss there to JustWeavile. That was a very good match, very close, very competitive. I think definitely could have gone either way. Just an all-around intense one and an all-around good one. So that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.